State Farm is one of the most successful insurance companies in our country. They handle about 35,000 claims a day, have 17,000 offices, and service about 81 million policies. All this is possible because they have such great customer loyalty that they've built up over the past decades. Normally, they'll figure out their insurance rates for their customers by taking a customer's driving record, their age, gender, marital status, the type of car they drive, what year it is, all kinds of information like that, and correlate it to potential loss. And eventually they get a rate to charge their customer. But many insurers have pointed out that this leaves a lot of room for improvement, as it isn't always that accurate, and that it could be done a lot better. State Farm wants to delete that margin of error by using customers' big data to help lower their customers' insurance rates. They would call it their Drive Safe and Save program. This program would take OnStar, which is already installed in many vehicles as it is, and it would monitor their customers' driving. Some customers believe that this will lead to better pricing, and they would probably be really right. Good drivers would be rewarded with discounts that could potentially be as high as 50% off. Bad drivers would just continue paying the policy they already have, and eventually their policy rates might go down as well because they would start seeing their bad driving habits correct them and become better drivers themselves. So State Farm really has two options on how to use their on whether or not to use the customer's big data or not. They could not do it and continue doing what they do best and just do the potential loss correlation, and that would probably be fine because they already have a lot of customer loyalty from doing that. They know how to do it, and they know that many customers are happy with it already. The only negative, one of the big negatives, would be, though, that other insurance companies like Progressive and Allstate have started a driving monitoring system as well, and it has proved really effective with them, and many of their customers have been really happy with it, and eventually State Farm might start losing their customers to Progressive or Allstate as well, once they see that their pricing gets better with a driving system. Now, of course, as I said, customers are really loyal to them for what they've already been doing, but loyalty can only go so far when you're paying more, of course. So State Farm could also start monitoring the customer's driving and use a customer's big data to help them save money. The only big negative with this, though, is that many critics believe this could be an invasion of privacy to customers. Since State Farm can now track their driving, that means they can also kind of track where their location is, and critics aren't sure how State Farm would use that information. Of course, State Farm says that they would A, be responsible with the information, of course, and B, they only really get a general idea of their customers, and they couldn't pinpoint the exact location they were at. I don't believe this is a negative big enough to keep State Farm from doing it, because also customers could always not use the Drive Safe and Save program and just stick to the more basic way of the potential loss correlation if they were really concerned about having their whereabouts tracked. So my recommendation would be for State Farm to go ahead and do this new program. It would help their customers save money, and that's always a good thing to do, and it would also improve their customers' loyalty to them because the customers would know that State Farm really wants them to save money and wants them to get the best deal possible. They could also start building their customer base if their rates were going down lower even more than Progressive or Allstate, if their Drive Safe and Save programs weren't saving as much, and eventually State Farm could have a bigger customer base even. Also, they don't want to lose their customers to the other insurance companies that have started programs like these, and eventually I believe they would, because they would become outdated as opposed to the other companies becoming more innovative. And like I said earlier, only loyal customers, they have a lot of loyal customers, but loyalty only can get them so far once they start charging their customers more than the other companies because they have better technology to figure out the rates. So overall, I would say that the positives definitely outweigh the negatives when it comes to State Farm using their customers' big data to save them money.